Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Sisters at the Cinema.
Hey, hey, hey.
This is Valerie.
This is Amanda.
And today we are talking about A Quiet Place Day 1. Amanda, you got that synopsis?
I do. After the events and revelations of A Quiet Place and A Quiet Place Part 2, which y'all should have already listened to our reviews of, it is time to go back to Day 1. Following Sam as she's on a group trip in New York City, everything is going fine until the invasion that sends the world into silence begins. Can the city stay quiet, and can Sam and Eric, a new unlikely friend, make it somewhere safe? And we have Lupita Nyong'o as Sam, Joseph Quinn as Eric, the unlikely friend, Alex Wolff as Ruben, and Djimon Hounsou as Henry. You ready to dive in?
We get started. Yep, let's dive in.
All right. In the opening scene, we meet Sam, who is a terminally ill cancer patient, and she is living in a hospice facility with her cat.
Yeah.
Poor thing.
It's pretty sad.
Yeah, she seems so lonely. It doesn't sound like she has friends there, really. It's just literally her and her cat.
And hospice. They put you in hospice when you're on your way out.
Exactly.
So
she has a little therapy session or something where she talks about how much she doesn't like being there.
Yeah.
So the nurse tries to cheer her up by inviting her to the city of New York with a group of the other patients so that they can go watch a puppet show. And she only agrees to go if they'll stop and get pizza, which, hey, that's a great bargain tool.
Listen,
I want some pizza too. So they go off into the city. They see their puppet show. But when it's over, the nurse tells Sam, sorry, we can't go get pizza.
Mm-hmm.
We got to get back to the facility. Something's going on here in the city.
Oh, right. Like an emergency.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Sam is not happy about that. I wouldn't be either, because that was my only reason for coming.
Right. You're changing it up on me. This is what we agreed to.
Exactly. But she has no choice but to get back on the bus with the rest of the patients. As she's sitting there listening to her music, she starts to notice that everybody's looking out the windows to see what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And she gets up to go to the back of the bus and look out the window with everyone else. And all of a sudden, an impact, something hits the ground with such force that it kind of blows them all away.
Yeah. So I think everybody, because it's mostly old people, right? Which kind of makes sense. They are at the back of the bus and she's heading that way. So the explosion doesn't really get her or take her out. I think everybody else on the back of that bus is out of here.
Wow. Okay. I didn't really think of it like that, but I could see that.
That's what I thought. Yeah, right. And so I think they out of here. She might be the only survivor on the bus. And so then we see her getting out. What is it? Calamity. It's just all of this smoke and dust from the explosion, people running, and people getting snatched up, all that good stuff.
Yeah, people can hardly breathe. They can hardly see what's going on around them.
Mm-hmm.
And anybody who is making any kind of sound gets caught up by a creature and to be seen no more.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And Sam is surprisingly quiet. She's just taking it all in, but she somehow passes out. And when she wakes up, do you remember her passing out?
Mm-mm.
When she wakes up, she's back in the theater, and Djimon Hounsou's character, Henry.
Is this before or after she gets under that car?
This is way before that.
Okay, go.
Djimon Hounsou's character, Henry, has his hand over her mouth to keep her quiet.
Gotcha.
Because she wakes up coughing. When she calms down, she's
Can't even cough.
Can't even cough, y'all.
You can't even cough.
When she calms down, she realizes that everyone else in there is quiet, so she better get her act together. But she soon sees that her cat survived, and so did the nurse who took everyone to the city. But like Valerie said, we don't see any of those other patients, which means they are gone.
Gone on to be with somebody.
So now the cat runs off. I don't know where the cat is going, but it runs off and ends up making a sound that draws a creature.
Yeah.
Now this cat, this is just like having a baby,
right?
In the first two movies.
Yeah.
This don't, make sense to me. How this cat is just moving and shaking.
The only thing I say is, animals do recognize danger more so, babies don't know nothing.
That's
animals
true.
do, know a predator and stuff like that. So, because you can see them in the wild. If they see something, they'll freeze up.
That's true.
Whatever. But yeah, this cat at this point doesn't seem to be.
Because it looks like it's trying to get out of there.
Yeah.
And go outside where the monsters are.
Yeah.
And so it makes a little bit of sound. And so here comes a monster. The cat does not get killed, which to me is unbelievable. But the nurse almost gets killed. And we get an up close visual of one of the monsters.
Yeah.
And he is trying to find some prey. Because the nurse is on the ground and he's kind of shaking with fear. And the monster is right there. I don't think I would have made it.
Right. They're good because I already know myself, I'm too chicken. I'd be trembling. I'd be something.
Yep.
Even trying to keep myself from screaming.
Right.
Woo. Especially unknown. This is new, fresh.
Yep.
This is the first sightings of these things. So you don't know what it is, what's going on.
Yep.
You just know you're in danger. You're in danger, girl.
Yep. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So then Lupita goes and she cleans herself up, which I don't even think I would want to turn the faucet on.
No, I don't need water.
I'm good. I'm clean enough. My face is dusty, but I'll be all right. I ain't turning this water on. Y'all not getting me in trouble. But she goes and cleans herself up, and when she comes back downstairs, she hears an announcement about the boats. And remember, the second movie, Henry told us that he got to the island on a boat because the Coast Guard realized that the monsters couldn't swim. So this is the announcement. Hey, y'all better get on these boats because we about to be out of here. These monsters can't swim, so we about to blow up all these bridges to keep them from spreading out into the world, I guess, even though we know that didn't work. But they have a plan to get people out with the boats. The electricity goes out in the theater and a backup generator comes on, and it is so loud. And the nurse, I can't remember his name, but he decides, let me go turn this generator off.
And so why is that his decision?
I have no idea. Because in my mind, if it's the generator making sounds, the alien's just going to get the generator.
Right.
They're not going to get no people.
That's exactly what I thought. He could take the generator out or at least realize, oh, this ain't a human.
Right.
I'm going by my way.
Exactly. So to me, this just didn't make sense. But,
Bad decisions. Bad life decisions.
Bad life decisions. So he goes out to turn the generator off. And, why would you even walk up to something that's making such loud noise? That don't even, still don't get it. But anyway, they had to put something in there, right?
I think, part of his thinking is that, okay, let me turn this off so the monster don't come. But,
it's too late.
I know it's new to them, so that's another thing. But we know that the monsters come like that.
Yep. They
come quick. They hear something, they own it. So you don't have time for that.
Nope. So I would have just left it. But maybe that's just because I watched part 1 and 2. Who knows? So he goes to turn off the machine, the generator, and Sam goes with him and watches him turn it off. And at first, it doesn't look like he's going to be able to turn it off. Mm-hmm. He has to do all this maneuvering and wiggling. And he gets it off, but as soon as he gets the generator off, there's a monster behind him.
So doesn't his shirt or something get caught in the thing and make some more noise?
His shirt got ripped. I think it got caught on the generator and ripped. You know, the monster was already on his way.
Already, yeah.
And when he turned that generator off, I guess that additional sound let the monster know, oh, there he is. Mm. And he got gone.
Bye-bye, nurse.
He got.
Yeah.
Bye-bye, nurse. I don't remember your name. So, R.I.P. to you.
Yeah.
And Sam saw it all.
She saw it all go down.
And she, you know, she's definitely traumatized, as I'm sure everybody else is.
Yeah.
But she still decides she wants to set out and go find her some pizza.
Yep. That's her dying wish. She going to the pizza shop.
Does this make any sense?
No. I guess it doesn't. Because what, you going to make your own pie or what's happening? Because ain't nobody's making pizza right now.
Nope, nobody.
So, anyway.
Yeah.
Do what you got to do.
I guess.
More bad life choices. Hey, she already on hospice, so I'll give her a pass.
Right, that's true. She said, I'm already on my way out. Let me go and get a slice real quick. So she sets out with her little cat. She finds some cat food that she opens and is able to get it open without making any noise because she uses her jacket to muffle the sound.
Yeah, okay.
And while she's feeding her cat, she sees two little kids hiding under a fountain, which I thought was pretty genius.
It was. Them kids smart.
Kids smart, because we saw in the first movie how they used the sound of the river to disguise the sounds that they were making.
Right.
And so these two kids, who one of them was probably like 6 or so. Yeah. The other one was a little bit older. But for them to be hiding behind the waterfall of that fountain, I thought was pretty genius.
Yeah, you know, I agree.
For the most part, kids get on my nerves in movies, and I'd be like, y'all do some dumb stuff. But this was pretty smart. So these two smart kids. Yeah. So she goes up to them and convinces them to come out with her so that they can go find the people who are sailing on the ships. They find a group of people walking through the streets.
Yep. A whole
horde of people.
Thank you.
The first thing I thought of, and Valerie won't know this reference, but I thought of Walking Dead when you have a horde of zombies. Yeah. And they making all kinds of noises. Stomping through the streets.
People rolling suitcases,
riding on wheelchairs with squeaky wheels.
Yes.
This,
like, bro, you're not gonna make it. You're not gonna make it in your wheelchair. I'm sorry.
And y'all got the announcement, so I know they told y'all that the monsters can hear everything,
right,
and are drawn to sound. What are we doing?
Why are we in a big group like this, walking on rubble and crackling under feet?
Yeah.
All kind of stuff. It's like ridiculous.
Yeah. This didn't make any kind of sense.
No.
And Sam kind of realized it as she was walking through the crowd, but she couldn't get out of there quick enough before the monsters came.
Because you just see them on the buildings on the side, like just laying in wait. Getting ready.
Yep.
Like, who am I going to get out of this big group? Let me pick me a few.
Yep. Yeah. And so the monsters came through. I mean, it was cars being tossed up, all kinds of craziness. Yeah, people screaming, of course, because they don't know no better.
Right. Well, you know, right. That, and they're just scared. You know, sometimes you can't hold that in.
That's true. And so Sam decides to take cover under a car.
Yeah.
And some random man.
Right.
Now, come on now. I found me a hiding spot. Why you gotta come over here bothering me?
See, Selfish. People selfish.
Because I don't know if he was trying to pull her out from up under the car because he wanted to hide under there himself or what.
Because wouldn't he like help me? Or,
yes.
What she gonna do?
Thank you.
I'm in the same boat you
Ain't enough room for both of us.
Thank you.
So she hides under this car. He starts pulling on her leg. He talking about, help me. You know you're not supposed to be talking, sir.
Mm-hmm.
And the next thing we know, a monster came and grabbed him.
Yep.
As we would expect, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the car, I guess the monster shifted the car or something. So it starts, I guess the tires got blown out.
Something like that.
And it starts to crush Sam. But we all know she the main character.
Right.
So she made it
Somehow
out.
She getting out of here. Miraculously.
Yeah.
Because from what I saw, she should still be under that car.
I agree. I completely
How
agree.
you get your leg out? I do not know.
Exactly.
I would be still under there. So,
yeah. And so, in the midst of all this, the cat got away. Cat ran off. The cat was smart and said, you know what? Y'all too loud. I'm out of here.
You on your own.
Yep. Now we move on to the cat and what the cat is up to. As if I care.
I know, right? Look.
People do care. But
People
I'm just
do.
like, come on now.
Animal people like that.
Yeah. And so the cat stumbles upon a man who is half drowning in the subway. He comes up from up under the water, breathing real hard and real loud. And I said, where the monsters at? As hard as he was gulping for breath and such. And so the cat is just like, hello, fella. This guy gets out of the water and just starts following the cat around.
Yeah.
And until the cat finds Sam. Sam picks the cat up in her arms and is like, shoo.
Okay.
Sir.
Away with you.
Get on about your own business.
This is my cat, and we got things to do.
Exactly. But he don't listen. He follows.
Kind of crazy at this point.
Right. Yeah, like a little kid.
Yeah.
That's what I kind of felt.
That's true. And he's like, look, I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do. I need somebody to guide me.
Exactly.
And I have chosen you.
Exactly. Because you're the first person he probably done ran into.
Right.
And so he just starts following her, and she keeps turning around, talking about, shoo, man, get out of here.
Yeah.
But she can't lose him. And so while they're walking, it starts to rain. Sam hides under a scaffolding, I guess.
Yeah.
The sound of the rain is really loud, so she can talk to him here. And she tells him about the boat and how he can find other people, but that she's not going that way.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm going where you going.
Right, which is a little crazy, too. I mean, I get he doesn't want to be by himself, but she's telling you how you might be able to survive.
Yep.
And that's not on my mind. Like, so, I mean, she didn't blatantly say, I don't care about living, but, you know, she's telling you how to get out, but she's saying she's not going that way. I don't think I will follow you anymore.
Right. No, I agree. Because I would be like, why you not going?
Right. Ain't you trying to get out?
Right. Where you going?
Yeah.
You know something else?
Right. What's your plan?
But he doesn't ask any of those questions. He just says, you know,
you're my new friend.
I'll go where you going. And so he continues to follow her, and they stop at her apartment for the night. And this scene I didn't really care for much.
I thought, of course, it's raining, so luckily for them, the thunder gives them a chance to kick the door in.
Yep.
Oh, how convenient. Because they don't have any keys.
Yep.
And I guess it's because she's staying at hospice now, so she doesn't really live there anymore. So
yeah, but she thought there would be a key under the
mat.
And it wasn't.
So they bust in the place, and then they start having their enjoyable evening.
They are screaming whenever the thunder strikes, or whenever the thunder rolls. I don't know what you call it. Every time they get a scream out, you know, I guess they frustrated and scared, and that's their only outlet.
Seen that in movies, and I will say we did that in school and college. Like at finals night, we would go outside and scream. But in real life, I've never had need to just scream To me, I don't feel like that would make me feel better.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I've seen it, you know.
I mean, it's worth a try, I guess. Right?
Yeah.
And we do see Sam looking for some of her medication, but she can't find it. So this is important to note for later.
Yeah.
So the next day, they're out and about. I don't know what they doing, y'all. They at a library or a bookstore or something, looking through books.
Yeah.
And what we doing here, y'all?
Yeah. You're not hiding. You're not like scavenging for food. You're not. That's why I said they're in their apartment enjoying their life, because they act like the world is not falling apart in some of these things.
Yeah.
Like they're just trying to ignore it or trying to just, I guess, enjoy what little time they might have. I don't know.
I don't know either.
But that's not what I would be doing.
Right.
I'm
trying to get to the boats. Or I'm trying to get to the boats, or I'm off crying somewhere.
Yeah.
Sam accidentally drops a book. And of course it's a hardback, so of course it's loud as a mug. And so all these monsters start running towards the sound, and she and Eric take off running through the streets. And I don't know. I don't think I would have ran through the streets quite like they did.
Because your steps are loud. And we know from the previous movies that, man, they had their bare feet, their feet wrapped.
That's
true.
They
was doing everything to try to keep quiet, even with their footsteps.
Right.
And so I will say, again, we back in the city, so there is more prey, to be had. So I think that's partly what saves you at some moments is somebody else to get. But
that's true.
But yeah, y'all a little too loud.
They're a little too loud, and then they get to this building that has the rotating door opening.
This was dumb to me.
And there is a briefcase that is keeping the door from opening all the way.
Yeah.
And instead of being like, well, I guess we can't go in here.
Right.
Eric barges his way through this door. And
the briefcase falls over and creates another loud noise. Not only the door itself, you pushing, then the briefcase fall over on this hard floor and makes a loud,
Yeah. So now we got even more monsters. They jumping through glass and all kinds of stuff trying to get these people. And so they keep running and ultimately end up going down into a subway, which, again, why?
I don't even get why dude who just almost drowned in a subway.
That's true.
Why are you so easily willing to go down into another one?
Yep. I agree with this.
Her, she ain't did, she hadn't seen this. And not only that, again, she on hospice. She got, she can take more risks than you because it's not as risky for her. She already dying.
So true.
But, sir, you just escaped one. I'd be like, look, we need to go another way.
Right. So they go on down there, and a monster, of course, follows them. They get to the actual train, like where the train tracks are, or subway tracks are, and that area is flooded. So they got a monster on their back.
A cat in their arms. Or a bag, something.
Yep.
Cats don't like water like that.
Thank you. And so what do they decide to do? Hop on in this water. And I thought, surely this cat gonna make a sound now. Because cats don't like water. I was thinking, it's gonna be like, get me out of here.
Right.
Or something. But no, this is the mildest cat ever. He's just gonna go with the flow.
He know the monster's on their tail.
Right.
I'm gonna act right.
Right. And so they get down in the water and they start going down the tracks.
Yep.
And the monsters, we know they can't swim, so this monster doesn't follow them into the water. It may not have kept up with them.
Yeah.
Can't really say. But while they're in the water, moseying on down, there is a monster sleeping in the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
There's a hole in the ceiling, and they can see a monster up there
just right above
catching
where
some
they gotta go.
Z's.
Yeah.
Yep. And Eric starts to freak out.
You can't handle nothing.
We ain't got time for this, Eric.
No, you can't have a panic attack right now.
Not at all.
Pull it together.
Pull it together. But does he pull it together? He
No.
does not. Eric makes some whimpering or something.
Heavy breathing. He like breathing fast.
Yep.
Just a total going into panic mode.
And she trying to tell him deep breaths.
Yeah.
You know, she's trying to get him to calm down, and it's not working. And that monster woke right on up.
Mm-hmm.
And I know when I wake up, I'm not the happiest camper. And if I hear a sound, I'm wondering who woke me up.
Yeah.
And so the monster was like, where y'all at?
Mm-hmm.
I'm coming to get you. Y'all woke me up on my beauty rest.
Right.
And the monster surprisingly jumps into the water after them.
Did he jump immediately? He was on the ceiling, coming across the ceiling at first.
He was coming across the ceiling
Which
at
was
first.
Scary enough.
But then they got to a part where they just had to go underwater.
Yeah.
And the monster surprisingly was like, if y'all going, I'm going.
Right.
I gotta eat tonight.
It's all right. I'm getting y'all at all costs.
Yep. And he was wrong. Because as soon as they swam off, that monster drowned.
Right.
Immediately.
Which is the one thing I will say is we know from one of the previous movies is that they can get in the water.
Yep.
But they can't swim. So because when they were in the basement in the other movie, I was like, "Ooh, this thing's swimming." That's what I thought, but he wasn't. It just wasn't too deep,
right?
And so, you know, the monster may not know. Maybe he thinking, "Well, it might not be deep. I'll take my chances," you know. Yep. And but he was all the way wrong.
Yep. So they end up swimming. Who knows where? Like, I think at this point, I might have just given up.
I wouldn't have made it. No, I can't hold my breath long. I'm not like a super duper swimmer.
Nope.
You know, I'd be right down in there in the water with the monster.
Right.
Passed on together.
Yep. Because they don't know where they're going.
They don't know where they're going. And then when they do get to the end, it's rough. It's like
the rocks
and the water rushing over you and everything.
Yep.
I don't do, you know, whitewater rafting and all that kind of stuff. And scuba diving. Look, I don't have the breath control. But, you know, thankfully for them. They
right. Yep, they made it and climbed out of this hole that turned out to be in a church.
Right.
Dead bodies everywhere.
Let's see, that's funny because I don't even remember them being dead. I just know but I'm thinking maybe they just rested.
I did think that initially.
Yeah.
But when they got out the water, or when they got up there, wasn't nobody moving. Like, who goes there? Like, there was none of that. And
I get what you're saying. Nobody to greet them.
Right. Like nobody got up or woke up or anything. So that's when I was like, oh, they dead.
Dang.
And I think I did see some blood at some point.
Okay.
Too, that made me realize. But I don't think those people were alive. Because I think they would have interacted with them at some point.
Sense.
So yeah, they end up in this church. One of them was coughing up water, weren't they? Was it Sam?
Yeah, it was, I think. Yeah.
Okay, so Sam almost drowned that time. I guess they taking turns. Because when she wakes up, he's saying a prayer over her. See, that's when I thought, oh, there is a priest. But nope, it was him.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah. So it was him.
Yeah, and she's not doing too good.
Yeah, when she wakes up, she's not doing too good. And Eric is like, what kind of medicine do you need?
Yeah. Yeah, he's, you know, he a new friend, but he a good friend.
Yep. And so he takes off with the cat, and they go to the pharmacy so that he can find her medications.
Right.
And bring them back.
He a soldier. I mean, you know, he been chicken this whole time, but that was, you know, a huge deal for him to venture out on his own and go find this medicine for her.
Yep, I agree.
He didn't have to do it.
He might have been like, dang, that's messed up.
Yeah. Right. Like, ooh, I'm sorry. You know,
right.
Thinking, you probably weren't going to make it no way, man. You know, you're already on your way out.
Yeah.
Why should I suffer?
Right.
My life.
Right.
I'm healthy. But no, he went out. He's like, I need my friend. Shoot.
Right.
She's the only one I got.
Yep, because we do find out at some point that he's not from America.
Yeah.
And he's only here for school,
Yeah.
I believe. So he may not have any friends or anything. And we know Sam ain't got nobody.
Mm-hmm.
And so he goes off to the pharmacy, finds her medication. But on the way back to the church, the cat runs off.
These animals, I tell you.
I think I would have just let the cat run off.
I would have too, because the cat can take care of himself. That's what I feel like.
Yep.
And he would have came right on back to the church when he got ready.
Exactly. The cat, they walk pretty quietly from what I've seen, what I know. This one apparently knows not to meow around these creatures.
Right.
So yeah, I think I would have thought the cat gonna be all right.
I know I would have, because I definitely am not risking myself for the cats.
Yeah, but I think Eric was like, I can't go back to this church without this cat. Sam gonna be upset, so he take off
because he can't catch the cat. Like, if I come back and I tell you the cat ran off, what I'm supposed to do?
Right.
I can't keep up with the cat.
Nope.
And I don't want to be out here making noise running through the streets.
Exactly. But he don't think like that.
Right.
So he ran off after the cat. And the cat is running around what looks like some kind of construction pit or something like that. And we see what I thought were alien hatch pod eggs, something. Made me think of Gremlins back in the day.
Okay.
But yeah,
that's what I thought too. I was like, they're having babies out here.
They having babies. So I'm wondering if these aliens landed on this planet to have these babies.
So it could be something going on with their planet. They moved to a new place. Maybe they ran out of, you know how the movies are. Their planet don't have any water, no nutrients. So they're looking for a new home.
Right.
Because it is interesting, like I said in the previous movie reviews, is that they not like eating these people. They just killing them.
Just killing them.
Yeah.
To protect these babies.
Maybe so.
There's a thought.
Yeah.
And so the cat climbs up on this beam, and Eric decides, I'm going to go on up there and get the cat. The cat don't need no help getting down.
Nope.
You not no firefighter.
Right.
You ain't got no ladder. He climbing up the construction site. And I was just like, this stupid.
Yeah. I could see if, part of me was thinking maybe he think he got to go up here right quick to escape because he see these monsters. But I always say, you never go up. You never, I don't care, you in the burning building, somebody's chasing you. Because once you get to the top, you
what
stuck.
you gonna do?
Yeah.
Yep. So he climbs up. I don't know if one of them makes a sound. I guess not, because I think they would be dead. But there's a monster nearby. And Eric, this time, he knew to keep himself quiet.
Yeah.
He didn't make a sound.
Right.
And he got the cat, and they go back to the church. They don't show us how he got down or nothing. And I feel like these are important details.
Okay.
So yeah, he goes back to the church.
Yeah.
And is able to give her the medication.
Yeah, so it's like a patch.
Yeah.
So she puts her new patch on and starts
feeling better.
Yeah.
And so the next day, they start their journey again. We looking for some pizza.
Bodies in the street.
Right.
Ruins, destruction.
And we looking for pizza.
I like a good pepperoni slice myself, but
Right. Them days are over. And they get to the pizza parlor. Was it Patsy's? Something like that. Yeah. They get to the pizza parlor and it's destroyed. And I wanted to laugh and just be like, that's what you get.
Like,
why did you expect this?
Yeah, she really standing in the street looking at it like she can't believe it. Like, no, not my pizza place.
Right. Just distraught.
Why are they gonna spare your place? Why did you really think somebody was gonna be in there making pies still?
I don't know what she was thinking. But Sam, or Eric, asks her about the bar where her father used to play music.
Yeah.
So that's where they end up. And the bar is intact.
Yeah.
Surprise, surprise. Eric finds a random pizza.
Wasn't that crazy? He done went out and searched a pizza for her. Comes back with one.
Mm-hmm.
In a box, and I'm thinking, okay, is this day old pizza? Is it
days old at this point?
Yeah, like
this is a health hazard. Right. That's what I was thinking.
You know, in times like this, you got to eat what you got. You know, so it ain't like you got choices that. You know, but it's a risk,
right?
But they eating it like it's delicious,
and we know it ain't. And so yeah, they're happily eating pizza. Even the cat came and got a slice. Mm-hmm. Which don't make sense, but okay. And so it's pretty dire out here. It's pretty depressing. And so Eric is just trying to figure out a way to entertain Sam.
Yeah, lighten the mood.
Yep. And so I was like, okay, so now y'all just having a good time?
That's what I'm saying. The movie is like, really? That's what we're doing right now? And so he putting on a whole show, like a faux magic show or something, and got her up there like she's the assistant, something like that. And they just really doing this little mini production right now.
Right. And no concern whatsoever about what's going on in the world.
I'd be like, sit down somewhere.
Right. We ain't got time for this.
Let's figure something out. What we trying to do? What's the next move?
Exactly.
Pizza.
Right. Now what?
Can we get to the ships?
Exactly. But nope, none of that. We just gonna act like ain't nothing happening and have a little game night in the middle of the apocalypse.
Right.
So the next day or whenever, it's really hard to follow time in this movie.
I agree.
Because we don't see them sleeping.
Yeah.
We just see them passing out a few times.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we really don't see them sleeping, so we don't know how many days have passed at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of sleep, I would be dead already because I snore, and it ain't controllable. I would have been out.
Nobody can control their snoring without some specialty device or mouth guards or something. But
exactly, I would have been gone.
Oh yeah.
So anyway, now they go back outside and now they appear to be trying to get to the boats. But when they get down to the dock, there are monsters everywhere. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't look like they have much of a chance of making it. Yeah. Especially because the boat is already sailing away. Mm-hmm. And it's packed full of people. Yeah. And so Sam, I guess, is like, uh-oh. It's not looking good. Mm-hmm. I'm already dying. Yeah. Let me go on and do one last heroic. Yep. And so she gives Eric her coat and the cat, and she starts making all these different noises, throwing rocks in windows.
Which I thought was really genius, because that's one of the things that we talked about in one of the previous movies when the dad got. Yeah, I was like, was that really his only option? Right. Couldn't he have done something to make some noise that didn't come directly at him?
Exactly.
And so that's what she's doing.
Yep. And so while she's making all this noise, the monsters start coming towards the noise, and she tells Eric to run. Eric takes off running for his life. He gets to the dock, but she is sick, so she gets tired, and she stops making the noises. Eric ain't made it yet, y'all. He looking back, trying to see where these monsters at and stuff. And they hot on his heels at this point because they can hear him running. Yeah. And so Eric gets to the end of the dock and he has to jump into the water. Mm-hmm. And thankfully, I guess the monsters know at this point.
Yeah, I think they know. Especially because that's like a bigger body of water.
Yeah, so they don't jump into the water after him, and Eric gets away. Eric and the cat, I should say.
So thankfully, Eric is a good swimmer.
Right, because I don't know if I would have made it to the boat.
Yeah, I might not have made that either.
But I do think they did see him. Yeah. So they were like, we got one more, or something like that. Right. And so Eric makes it safely to the boat. They pull him in. He finds a note in the coat of his pocket. I don't know where you come from, but where I come from, paper gets wet and you can't read what's on it no more.
No, it's over with.
It's over with.
He must have some waterproof pockets.
Right. Because he read that note like it was nothing. Like nothing had happened.
Yeah.
Waterproof ink? I don't know. Waterproof paper. So Sam has written him a note to take care of her cat. Don't let the cat eat too much because he'll get fat, which I feel like if you survive this, you deserve to get fat.
Get them cookies. Eat you some extra fish. Look, cat, do what you gotta do.
Exactly. I'm a survivor.
Okay? Listen, leave me alone.
Yep. And so he reads the note, and then we see Sam. She is walking down the street. We don't know where she going, if she even trying to go somewhere, but she's got her earbuds in.
Yeah, listening to some good old music.
Which we know she likes to do. She takes the cord out of the radio.
Yeah.
And the music starts playing loudly, and we know monsters can hear it. So, bye-bye, Sam.
Yeah, that's the end. Like the screen goes black with the music. And so, yeah, she's doing suicide by monster.
Suicide by monster, which we know is still a thing years later because we saw that old man do it.
You're right about it.
But yeah, she is no more.
Yeah, old Sam.
And so Eric has to be on the island. What did you think?
I would think so. I mean, unless they got more than one. But yeah, I would think they probably all over there together. Everybody that went because it was like 3 ships that made it.
Something like that.
Yeah. So I would think so.
So do you think they're going to do a 4?
I think they should because, we get into our ratings and opinions. Are we there yet?
Almost.
Okay. I think they should because there's some many missed opportunities here.
Okay. I heard that. Missed opportunities. So do you think a 4th movie would pick up at the end of not season 2, part 2?
I think it should.
Okay.
Because that's where when you say part 2, you mean
the second movie,
the family. Oh, okay.
Like, do we now see them meeting Eric?
Okay. No, actually, I think it should be after day 1. So there needs to be an in between or a combo, like with some flashbacks and stuff. You know what I mean? Even if Eric and then he could tell what happened, or they can, flash back to what was going on at day 1 outside of Sam and Eric's experience.
Okay. Well, we'll see if they get to make a number 4.
Right.
I'll watch.
Oh, I definitely will. We love, 1 and 2.
Yep.
Sorry, day 1. And day 1 is not a bad movie. It's just not a new movie. It's, that's what we talk about. It's giving us the same story again, just in the city on day 1.
Yeah.
But they're similar to even the second movie, right? Where they show day 1 for them.
Exactly.
At the baseball game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we've already seen a day 1.
Right.
Almost. Just a little snippet.
Yeah.
You want to get into our ratings?
Sure.
And how we rate? And what your rating is?
Yeah. So for me, the movie is good. Okay, as far as movies go, if this was a true day 1 movie, as far as like if we hadn't seen 1 and 2 already, this might have a higher place for me. But I feel like I'm gonna give it a 3.5, 3.5 buckets of popcorn.
Okay.
I mean, the acting is stellar. I mean, everything is really good. It's just not the movie that I wanted to see.
Yep.
So for day 1, I want to see, because we know that from previous, movies, like when the dad was in the store and the dude saw something going on in the news in the world. So the U.S. is not even the only place where this is happening. Right? So I want to see the worldly view.
Yep.
What's going on around the world.
Yep.
I want to see different family experiences.
Yep.
Can we learn what the purpose is for them coming here, where they come from?
Yeah.
I mean, do we know anything about them?
Exactly.
I mean, was there a sign, a warning? I mean, we don't get any information.
Anything.
We don't know anything more than we knew from the first 2 movies.
Yep. I agree, and I gave it a 3.
Okay.
Because like you said, this doesn't give us anything different from A Quiet Place 1 and 2. They didn't show us anything behind the scenes, like government officials. What are they doing? What decisions are they making? What information do they know? TV newscasters show us some reporters getting ate up, and what kind of news they are reporting. Something like that. The military, we do see some of the military out there trying to guide people, but who made those decisions and why? Because they weren't very good decisions.
And when did they realize they were they couldn't deal with water?
Exactly.
Like, we know nothing.
When did they realize they couldn't hear? I mean, they couldn't see. And when did they realize they could drown? Like, we don't get any of that. And we already got a glimpse of day one in the second movie. And so I think this was just a lot of wasted time with the whole Eric storyline and him, the entertainment scene, and even going back to her apartment. And I'm screaming.
We don't need none of that.
I think that those were just wasted scenes to me that they could have used to show us a different perspective or something like that.
Right.
We don't even see, like, Sam doesn't have any family or friends, it seems like. Eric doesn't have any family here or friends here that we know of. So we don't even see them trying to find family or friends or anything like that. It's just literally these two characters, two loners, and a cat. And so I think coming off the heels of the first two that were very awesome, they could have kept this, in my opinion.
And we were so excited about day one. Because we were like, ooh, we're going to find out what's going on, where they come from, what, why they're here, all these things. And we don't know anything. We don't know anything.
Exactly.
We didn't learn anything.
Nothing.
And we just see a different pair going through the same type experiences.
Exactly.
Not a baby, a cat. I mean,
that's what I wrote too. Instead of a baby, we got a cat.
Right. So it was disappointing. For me. And like I said, we were so excited about this movie. Because we love 1 and 2. And it was disappointing. And like I said, it's not a bad movie. That's why I didn't give it a low rating. But it's just not the movie we wanted. So
it doesn't live up.
Y'all owe us. Come talk to us. We'll tell you what we want to say.
That's exactly right. Call us.
Yes. So what you think? Any other takes or?
No, I don't think I said what I wanted to say.
Well, all right, y'all. That's it for this week at Sisters at the Cinema. Thanks for joining. Like and follow.
Leave a review.
Yes. Review. Comment. Let us know what you thought about it also. So we love to read the comments and see if y'all agree with us or not. All right. Thanks, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.